talk, if you don't mind, Paul, a little bit more about charging infrastructure, because that does seem to be the deal here. Obviously, you've got calculus associated with battery chemistries. In other words, the energy density, how much energy can you store per kilogram per liter, et cetera. Sure. And then you've got another kind of trajectory associated with charging, fast charging. If you know, people say, well, if the guy at EPRI has conversations all the time where people go, well, what if I want to take my car to Tahoe? Yep. And he goes, well, when was the last time you drove to Tahoe? And the guy goes, well, actually, I've never been to Tahoe, but what if I wanted to go? But seriously, I mean, that is, you do get into this argument about infrastructure and so forth. So where do you see this going? Do you see a kind of happy parallel of the adoption curve of electric vehicles and so on?
Okay. Well, there are 3 levels of charging. You have level 1, which is a standard household outlet, 120 volts, 15 amps, maybe 20 amps. So that's very slow charging, but everybody's got them. They're everywhere. So you'll be able to charge on that with any electric car coming. And you'll get 4 to 5 miles of range for every hour of charging. So that'll kind of give you some idea of how long you need to charge it. And since most of the people are going to be leaving it plugged in overnight, you'll have plenty. Level 2 charging is 240 volts, starting at 15 amps, but going up to 80 amps. I charge at 30 amps, and I can get about 18 to 20 miles of range for every hour of charging. You don't have to charge it all the way full. You can charge it for 5 minutes or 2 hours or 5 hours, whatever you need. But that's how fast it will charge. The level 3 charging is fast charging. That's 480 volts from 125 amps up to 2,000 amps. And that's industrial grade electricity. You're not going to have it in your home, nor do you need to charge that fast at home because your car's parked for 12 hours. Right. So, but you'll find these chargers, some inside the cities and some on the freeways. So if you do want to drive to Tahoe, you drive until your battery gets low, you stop, and it takes about 15, 20 minutes to charge. So it's not going to be as fast as pumping gas, but it's pretty close. And considering the cost is going to be 1/3 as much or 1/4 as much as gasoline, maybe you'll use that extra money to buy a latte and sip the latte, right? But the in-city fast charging, I didn't know that, or I didn't consider that to be necessary because I thought, well, everybody will just use level 2 charging in the city. But it occurred to me that people who live in an apartment who don't park their car at night where it's proximate to electric wiring, so they can't charge at night. And there are quite a few people that park on the street and that sort of thing. So for them, in order for them to be able to drive an electric car, they need a place where they can fast charge. So these fast chargers will be located next to coffee shops, grocery stores, any place where you're stopped for 15, 20 minutes at least. And you'll have to pay for that electricity. But again, it's going to be a lot cheaper than gas. And then you can be a renter and park on the street, but still drive an electric car.
Great.